Hey folks, so another handy feature of a number of programming languages, including C++, is function overloading, where you can give um, more than one function the same name. And this is an example from the Dawson book um, called of a overloaded method called or function called triple. So the name triple is used in two different places. There are two function prototypes where the name of the function is triple, and there are two function definitions. Two different things are happening. In this case, we want um, something meaningful to happen when you either triple a number or uh, triple a string, a piece of text. So the idea here is if you triple a number, you multiply it by 3. If you triple a string of text, you concatenate it with itself 3 times. So you make 3 versions of it together. So yeah, let me just run this so you see what I'm talking about. So the first thing we do is triple the number 5, and the second thing we do is triple the string gamer. So let's just see what that looks like. So we triple 5, we get 15. We triple gamer, and we get gamer, gamer, gamer. Okay. Um, so again, this is nice when you have things that are operating on different kinds of input, and you want the different kind, but it's kind of a similar. I mean, it's reasonable that you can triple a number and that you can triple a string, right? But they have a little bit of a different, way of making them happen. Or you might also, actually, you might want to also um, triple a float in the same way, right? You might want to say, you might want to write something that triples floats, and then you could write then you could write a function that does that as well. The one thing you can't do is you can't have two methods that have exactly the same inputs but a different output. You can't have a different return value. So what does it say here? It says cannot overload functions distinguished by return type alone. Okay, so these two functions that I have here, I have int triple that takes an integer as input, and here I have float triple that takes an integer as input. So you can't have it where these pieces of the prototype are exactly the same, but the return types are different. That won't work. But other than that, you can play around with different things, and and these can be used. Like I said, you might sometimes it makes sense to have something that does the same thing if it gets a float or an int, or to do something similar. In this case, do something similar if it gets a string instead of an int. All right, so that's how function overloading works.